What it do? What it do? What it do?
You already know what it is. We in here.
What up, everybody? We back again another week out here. Living life to the fullest. I want to thank all our fans for joining us today. We got a special topic today. We got a lot to talk about. All these
Mhm.
off-season acquisitions we got going on. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about maybe your team might be in there. That's why you need to subscribe and check us out. We might talk about your team. What's going on,
Yeah.
Duke?
Man, you know me, man. Just living up here, man. Basking in the victory of the Super Bowl still, man. You know, your boy been out here for a minute, so I got a slight tan. I'm only on one side because my hands be down. You know what I mean? That's what we do.
What up, Meech?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I'm down here doing my thing, man. Great state of Georgia, man. We doing it up, ready to
Oh,
get
down in
this show on the
GA?
road. Ready to get this show on the road, man. I'm on the other side of the state, though. Over here by
Yeah.
the water,
Mm.
doing it up, Savannah. Hey, let's get it.
Hey, Zal, Misi look like he at Chilligan's Island. Chilligan's.
Meech ready. He got his bucket on and everything. He out
I'm
there.
ready,
Yeah.
baby. I'm ready.
He
I'm ready to
ready.
get this show on the road, man.
He ready to go
Let's
get us
get
some
it.
trout.
Some trout. Don't pull too hard. Hey, rip the mouth off. Rip the mouth. Don't pull too hard.
So what's going on? We're gonna jump into it. We got a lot of stuff going on, around the league, a lot of trades, a lot of acquisitions, everybody getting ready for this NFL draft. So we're gonna
Mhm.
talk about some key acquisitions, some key trades that's been coming up. So we're gonna start out with the AFC North. That's your boy right here.
That's now.
Now we talk about the AFC North. We're gonna talk about the big headed monster over there. We got the Baltimore Ravens.
All right.
And the key acquisition they made off this offseason, I believe, is a huge monster for them guys, is DeAndre Hopkins. Brought him in on a 1-year deal, $5 million contract with up to $6 million earning on this. Now I would say this is a big acquisition for these guys because they already got great quarterback. You got Lamar Jackson over there. And you got a big headed monster over there as a running back. You got Derrick Henry. Now, as far as the receivers they had Zay Flowers, who's a 1,000-yard receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had, one of our flops over there. One of the Eagles flops, so they got Nelson Aguilar over there. But I believe
I don't like Aguilar.
Hated it.
Aguilar did drop a few passes for us out there. He's known to drop some key passes, but now they got DeAndre Hopkins, which I think is another piece to their puzzle. Might be the missing piece that they needed to get all the way because with Lamar rushing like he does, you're not gonna get that many as far as your receiver's not gonna get that many yards. Now you got Zay Flowers, was pretty much the only receiver they really got to me over there, and he's a 1,000-yard receiver. But now you're adding DeAndre Hopkins, which is a great veteran, a great veteran in the locker room and on the field. Now to me he's gonna be that number 2. They're gonna push Aguilar down to number 3, but DeAndre's gonna be the number 2. Let's talk about DeAndre a little bit. He came from Clemson, 2013. First round draft pick, 27th pick in the draft. His first 6 seasons he spent with who? Houston.
Houston. Yeah, I was going to say
Houston.
Houston, right?
With Andre Johnson over there. And they was 2-headed monsters over there.
Yeah.
Now, I would say in that 6-year time span, DeAndre Hopkins made a name for himself. Now that 6 years, he only missed two games, regular season games out of 6 years, which was great. After that, where did he go next?
He went to.
Shit, got them now.
Ah,
He an Eagle.
He went to Arizona.
Yeah.
He played in Arizona with Lil Man. He played with Lil Man in Arizona for a season or two. Then he went and did his thing, got traded again. He played with Lil Man.
Yep.
Kyler Murray.
And he didn't. I mean, he didn't do. I mean, he wasn't the prominent receiver that we seen him back in. When he was in Houston. But he went to Arizona, did his thing. Then he went to Tennessee. Now Tennessee, he didn't do that too that good in Tennessee. He only played 23 games. He was 90 for 1,230 yards with only 8 touchdowns, and that's in one season. So I mean, that's not. I mean, he had a 1,000-yard season in Tennessee. That wasn't bad. But then they got rid of him, sent him to where? Kansas City. Where 10 games with Kansas City, they paid him $4 million in Kansas City. He was 41 for 437 for 4 touchdowns. So he wasn't, I guess he was the third receiver over there in Kansas City.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
this goes to show you, man. We were talking about, man. This just goes to show you why, and I said this, I think the last episode or the episode before that, when we were talking about why the wide receivers are like divas, because you got somebody with a talent as DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he's no scrub by far. But you look at the teams he played, like, take Tennessee, for instance. He's the same DeAndre Hopkins that he was doing, in Kansas City, but he had a scrub of a goddamn quarterback. So,
yeah.
there you go.
Oh, okay,
There you
so
go.
at this time though, being is that he's already bounced from 1, 2, 3, and he's on his fourth team now, and just like
Fifth.
me, D Hop is D Hop. He's nice, but we all know, man, once you start bouncing around from team to team, man, you're starting to, the apex is there. You know what I'm saying? So now that he's in the Ravens, like me personally, I would consider him, probably a number 2 receiver behind Zay Flowers, only because Zay Flowers has been there longer. I'm not going to put him as the number 1. But is he on his downslope right now? Is he all right? After this, like if you don't get it with this team, like all right, they appreciate you, bro, but the NFL, not for long.
Yeah.
So
I'm absolutely say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah because, like you said, man, running and doing all that stuff, especially for the skill positions, quarterbacks, you have the ability because you're not really getting hit that much. You know what I mean? And but those skill positions, those running backs, I mean, you don't have 20-year careers as running backs, receivers. You don't do that. It's just because the nature of the beast. So absolutely, if he doesn't get it right now with the Ravens, which have an offense that's kind of set up for him to thrive and flourish. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think I would definitely. Yeah, if he don't get it with the Ravens, I mean, it's time for him to just probably hang them cleats up. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if he don't get with the Ravens, I don't think this is probably his last shot to go ahead and get this thing.
Yeah.
What they got to say in the comments? I don't know. Whoever's in there.
Let's see. We got Kim. Kim said good morning. Pedro, he gave us 2 hearts as of right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, what
we
y'all
got
think?
we
I
got
know. I mean, I
we
know
got
we got probably
4,000
got some
people in
Ravens
the
fans out there.
yeah. We got 4,000. In the chat. So we about to see. For every 1,000, that's 1. Yeah, we got 4,000 people up there. Let's go. What y'all got, people? Come on now.
Yeah, what y'all got?
We need some interactions and we need some likes. That's what we need. So get busy. Okay. Jim's West gets busy. Just know that. Jim's West gets busy. Go.
What y'all think? What y'all think about them signing that? Who they signed that backup quarterback? Then they got Cooper Rush over there. They brought Cooper Rush from Dallas Cowboys over there too for the Ravens.
Hated it.
I think they putting together, man, a decent squad. They got a decent squad. I mean, they had a decent squad last year. They had a decent squad the year before that. To be honest with you, man, it's just that Lamar has to really, really get over that hump, and I want to see him get over that hump. Unfortunately, we're that hump.
Yeah.
So I do not want him to win. I want him to win, but if that means us not winning the Super Bowl, then screw him. Hey, it is what it is. But I do want to see the guy win. He has to get over that proverbial hump that him and the guy that I'm gonna talk about in a minute. That neither one of them can get over that hump. So it is what it is. But they have a squad. Those guys are ready to play, man. Lamar has the arm ready to go. He has the feet, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean they got everything they need. Like they've had everything they've needed for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? One year the defense failed them. The second year Lamar couldn't hold on the ball. So and then even seasons before that, then you ran into a stout Joe Burrow at the time. So it's like they've always had a nice squad. They just can't get it done when needed. They just can't.
Coaching is superior.
Yeah, everything they need is there. They just hate to say it. If they don't get it in the next 2 years, all right.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. You think it's a timeline for these guys? You think they got a timeline?
Well, I mean, all teams have a timeline. I mean, all teams got that window of opportunity. But if they don't get it in the next 2 years, yeah, it's probably all right. Y'all gonna start either the rebuild thing got to start kicking in, or y'all got to figure out what y'all gonna do with Lamar because it's obvious he's taking y'all close to plenty of times, but just can't get you there. So
yeah, I mean, I thought they was gonna get there last season. I ain't gonna lie. When they picked up Derrick Henry, I was like, oh, this their time right here. This is their time.
It just sucks when Lamar's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. Lamar is a great quarterback, but like Duke just alluded to, man, that last loss that they had was on Lamar. You know, I gotta put it to. I know we can say the tight end. I can't. Was he dropped the ball in the end zone and that what it did. Yeah, I got it. I got all of that. But you know what I mean. Lamar could not hold on to the ball. He was making a lot of mistakes. And yes, he came back at the end. But you're the reason that you were put in that deficit to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
because
that's why he gets the criticism that he gets. Is if he would have played a great game and then the tight end would have dropped the ball or Derrick King would have been it wouldn't have been as much flack on Lamar that he's getting. But it is what it is.
Yeah, let's say like if he was 28 or 24 for 28 and all of a sudden like at the end like you dropped the ball, like they're not going to put that on Lamar. They're going to say
Yeah,
Lamar had one of the best games of his life, but his receivers failed him or some shit like that. But you get to the point where like you're winning and all of a sudden you start fucking up and start making these boneheaded plays. Now all of a sudden you're working your way back. It's because you have to, because you made mistakes back then. Now all of
yeah,
a sudden you throw a pass and he drop it. They're gonna say, yeah, but yeah, he dropped the pass. But had he not did this and had he not did that,
hmm.
it wouldn't have went that way. So
yeah,
But that last loss, I think Mark Andrews, he I guess he tried to take all the heat for that because he feel like it was him. He dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying, in the end
and it
zone.
was.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
but but with those type of situations, I know everybody's going to try to show that maturity and take the blame and all of this stuff, but it's not like if he caught that ball the game was over. You know what I mean? There was still
right.
time and all, you know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying for the press and it sounds good and all of this type of stuff, but the game still wasn't over.
Hmm.
Uh-uh.
It wasn't over. Okay, what else we got? We got AFC North. We got we probably got a team out here in the AFC North that's probably spent more money than anybody in the whole offseason. We got them Cincinnati Bengals, man. They had to pay Jamar Chase and they had to pay Higgins. Big money. Big money. You think that big money gonna pay out? What y'all think?
Nope, not me. Nope. I think they're gonna be the same Bengals they've always been. They'll be contenders. They'll try to make a run to the playoffs, and Joe Burrow, and it's gonna be the same thing.
So
I get the hype about him. I get it. He's a good quarterback. I get it. But brother, you went to one Super Bowl, you lost. You went to another. I think you went to one other AFC championship, and you lost.
so what do
Outside of that, I mean,
what do you think they missing then? What do you think they missing?
uh, sh- a a water boy. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think they missing?
Offensive
Meat?
trainer, like I mean, honestly, maybe a quarterback coach. Maybe the quarterback coach just ain't get him there. I don't get it. But
They're missing a
I
little
feel
bit
like it's
on
more decisions.
the offensive line. That's why Joe Burrow, he's that's why he gets the accolades he does because they're missing a couple key pieces on the offensive line, and that's why he had to scramble so much and do all of that type of stuff. So if they bolster the offensive line a little bit, and the same thing for their defensive line, they're not really getting the pressures that they should be getting. To put them over, but like you said, man, you got all the tools there. You had all the tools last year. The running game was okay. They got our boy, his brother is over there running. They twins, right? I think they're twins.
Yeah, the twins. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
the
the
Hmm.
Brown,
twin
the Brown
his
brothers.
twin brother over there is the running back doing his thing, man. So good, kudos to them. But I just think that they just not putting it together, man. The offensive line could help, but if you're Joe Burrow and you're getting all of this fame that you're getting, you should be putting them boys over the top with whatever you have. So hey, it is what it is.
But see,
Yeah.
but like Meach just said, you know what I'm saying, as far as the fame and all that, like that's why he gets so much praise because he's making it farther down in the playoffs than a lot of other quarterbacks that have a better O line than he does. So in that sense, they're looking at it like, oh well, Joe Burrow doing so much, he's doing this and he's doing that, but he's doing it with not a lot of help. That's why he's getting the praise. So I understand, you know what I'm saying, the praise of Joe Burrow. I get it when they say no, he's a top whatever. But I just feel like, and when people say top and elite and all that, that honestly, all those things are what you feel as though elite is and what you feel as top is. So when people say, oh yeah, he's elite, okay, well, what's elite? Because elite in my eyes is this. So what's elite to you? That's how I look at it. And to me, he's definitely a top five. But I'm not saying this to be biased. I'm just saying this off. I base my elite off wins and success. And to me, he's not a top. He's a top five, but he's a fifth. Now you got some of these other people that should be kind of knocked
You,
down too. But
you also got what it is with Joe Burrow is he has the quarterback efficiency and the sexy quarterback numbers. That's what keeps him in the top, right?
mm-hmm.
He's not a scrambling quarterback. He's not doing everything. It's not always pretty, but he has the high numbers. That's why he stays in the conversation of being the top quarterbacks, right? The NFL, they love to see, you want to see 50, 60, 70-yard bombs, you know what I mean, runs and stuff like that. And that's what happens when you have those people. What's up, Gina? You have those people that are doing that in Joe Burrow. He's, T. Higgins and all of those are going to get him those sexy numbers. The NFL and the fans don't want to see an elite quarterback like Jalen Hurts that's not throwing, 400 or 500 yards every game because he doesn't have to. Right? They don't consider that elite if you throw 180 yards, but you're going 15-1. You know what I mean? They don't want to see that. That's what the difference is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like in boxing, they want to knock out. They don't want to see it go the distance.
Right.
They want to knock out.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about. I ain't gonna really too much on Cleveland. They pay Garrett all this money. They pay Miles Garrett all this money, and he got a 6-year. He got a 6-year no trade clause, so he's stuck. So I mean, maybe mid in championship.
That's on him.
Maybe
no. That's not what a no trade clause. That means that when a player has a no trade clause, that means that it's totally up to them. The power is all in their hands. So he's not really stuck. He that's like I think it's 2 players that had it in the NBA. It was LeBron, and it was somebody else. It was the Joker from the Sacramento Kings. They had a no trade clause. What that means is, they have to say yes to everything to be perfect in their favor for them to trade. They can't be traded under any circumstance unless they sign off on the dotted line first. That's what that means.
Okay.
Like Odell Beckham when he went to the Browns, like he could have said if he had no trade call, he'd be like, "No, I'm not going there." And
Everything has to line up in their favor. So that's that's great. Because they don't give that to everybody. Everything has to be lined up in your favor to do it. You got to be a superstar to have that in your contract. So that's a good thing for him.
Okay. And then you got them Steelers over there. They signed DK, but who gonna throw DK the ball?
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't care either. Because guess what? I know a whole bunch of Steelers fans that I can't wait to get at.
Then we're gonna roll to the south.
Wait. I know Michi waiting. I know he drew up the mouth, boy. He up there with him.
And then we got the AFC South. We got them Houston Texans over there. They got a big sign. They signed they signed Christian Kirk. They had to make up for Tank Dell. Tank Dell gonna be out for the season. So they went over there and signed Christian Kirk. What y'all think about that? What they think about that pickup?
I don't really know him, but all I know is Houston's window is damn near closed. They when Stroud was doing his thing last year, that was their time to put the mark on. When DeMeco Murray came over there and started doing his thing, that was his time. They got another 2 years or so to be back in the game. That's my opinion.
Yeah, they lost.
I don't know nothing about him. Like I said, all I know is they was good 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't really know nothing about him right now.
Yeah, I think Christian Kirk came. I think he played for the Carolina Panthers, something like that.
Nobody follows them.
Yeah. They're passe.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since Cam was 2015, I think that was 2015. Cam won MVP. They were doing that thing. They went 15-1. Cam was doing his thing. After that, that was it. They lost to Manning in the Super Bowl. They lost to Denver in the Super Bowl. That horrible loss. They fell off after that.
All right, so we're gonna jump ship. We're gonna jump over to the AFC East and the West.
Hey, let's do this, y'all. Hey, let's do this. So, hey, I got it. I'm gonna steer it from here.
Okay.
Everybody know the AFC. Everybody know the AFC West teams. You know what I mean? You got the Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Broncos. They out there doing their things, man. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. You know what I mean? They gonna keep winning. They gonna keep finding a way to cheat and win. We know that. The Raiders. The only positive thing that they got. I mean, they re-signed their guy. Gave him a good contract. He acted like he wanted to be an Eagle and posted all these cryptic messages and all this stuff on social media. he did all that stuff, did all the, but he, he went behind the doors and signed a contract. That was best for him. The Raiders are in a prime position because they got Pete Carroll, and that's the only one I'm gonna really focus on because the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I can't stand them, but the Raiders, they got Pete Carroll in there, and we know he's good. He's won on his pedigree, his resume is up there, with the best. He's won on the collegiate level. He's won, with the 1.5 times Super Bowls in the NFL, man. Well, he was one catch away from 2 Super Bowls. Or Russell Wilson was 1 interception away from having 2 Super Bowls, which I will never forgive him. Marshawn Lynch, I don't blame him either. Never forgive. Yeah, never. You wouldn't give him the ball on 4th and 1. Never forgive. So the Raiders are in a position to do something, make a little noise. Everybody knows that Tom Brady came in, and he came in. He's a minor owner of the Raiders, and they brought him in there for, obviously he's Tom Brady, revered by some as the GOAT of football. Hey, he's not my GOAT. My GOAT is Deion Sanders, and I'll fight you tooth and nail to do that. But Tom Brady, he's a great quarterback, but it's the best player in the history of the NFL. I'm gonna have to get at the Deion Sanders. I know I'm changing the tune a little bit, but you can't tell me a guy that played at an elite level on offense, defense, and special teams, right? Brady's Brady, and everybody go about rings and all of that stuff. I know he has the hardware to back up his name, but hey, he is not the GOAT status for me. But anyways, the Raiders, they're in a prime position. They're acquiring a lot of players, ready for the draft. They got Geno Smith in there. Is the quarterback. They brought him from Seattle. Pete Carroll from Seattle.
Hold on. Montana, you can't be serious.
Hey, come on. The problem with I never, because if you look at Montana record, there's a lot of people that say Montana's the GOAT, right? You can't ever. I never get in a GOAT debate with anybody because the terms that they're using is always going to be skewed in their favor. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just like me, you can't tell me somebody is better than Deion. And you know what I mean? Because I just not having it. So hey, Montana, he is, do what it is. A lot of people say it though. A lot of people say Montana is the GOAT, quarterbacks. Hey, it is what it is. But the Raiders are there in the prime position to do their thing, man. I don't know what the fans got to say this in the chat group. But hey, it is what it is, man. The Broncos, they got the Bo Nix over there. That's they second season. He might do a little thing. We hoping he don't hit the sophomore slump because that just happens historically, and we go from there, right? Talking about, so calm down.
Yeah.
But the West, it is what it is, and one thing that I wanted to highlight over here about the AFC West, along with the AFC North, is we won the Super Bowl, so we get the top tier schedule. Everybody's wondering, we had what 10 of the 12 teams, 10 of the teams that we facing were in the playoffs last year, right? That's what happens when you win the Super Bowl. You get all the top teams, all the divisional winners. They automatically go to your schedule. So we're playing everybody in the AFC West. We're playing AFC North as well. So hey, that's what it is. Then we move over here to the East. The Bills, they've won this division the last 5 years in a row. They're going to do this as soon as Brady left and went to Tampa Bay. They asserted their dominance in the AFC East, and I believe that they're going to do that again this year. They're going to come out, they're going to win that division. It is what it is, right? Other teams truly aren't really even worth talking about. Miami is Miami. They're going to do their thing. The Jets are the Jets. They had the opportunity for success. Hey, but the Jets are the Jets, man, and it is what it is. So we playing those guys along with, you were talking about Sal, AFC North. We play every team in the AFC North as well. They're on our schedule. Then you got our own division, which we play twice. So that really comprises our whole schedule for this season coming up, man. But the Bills, they're gonna come out of there. If I had to pick somebody coming out of the AFC East, of course I'm gonna have to go with the Bills. Nobody else is, showing me anything to make any type of different noise. I will like to highlight though, and tell me what y'all think about this, man. As far as the Patriots, they brought the new coach in there. He's got his staff in there. They had the highest cap space this year to make the moves that it needed to move. So I don't think that they'll be relevant or as relevant this season But next season, look out. Once everything's starting to get together, I think the Patriots, they're gonna, assert their dominance back in there, and they're gonna have to battle the Bills. I don't know if their quarterback is gonna be able to do it, but they definitely have the coaching staff to be able to do it. And receivers, they need a few more positions, but that's just that.
Oh, the Patriots. I give them 3. I'm because the first year you gotta fill everybody out. The second year you'll probably use some of them draft picks to get some better players, and but you still gotta put together. Then
Yeah.
that third year they'll come in. You know what I'm saying? And start making a little bit of noise. They'll start to be contenders.
And who
I give them 3 years.
Who they quarterback over there?
Drake.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, they got Diggs now. Man, we'll see. He got somebody to throw.
Yeah, they got Diggs.
They got Diggs.
They got a lot of pieces to move around though, man, and it kind of sucked for them. I knew once they hired him that he wasn't there. Jared Mayo, you know what I mean, the quarterback last
Yeah,
the coach last year. I knew that when they hired him, he wasn't a permanent fixture. Any other team, like he had a all right. I mean, he won't, great or nothing, but I mean, he mess it up too bad. But I knew that they were just waiting on Vrabel. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. You weren't here to stay.
Yeah, you just here. You're a fluffer.
Yeah, you were here, man. You got the fans knew he wasn't going to make a mark. I mean, and he was they brought him into a team. He had the chance to really, get people on the team and all of this type of, but that was purposeful as well. You know what I mean? They didn't want you wasting too much of their future money. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
So that's rounding out the AFC East and the West. So
but hey, Sal, before you go on, man, the one thing that I wanted to highlight was, as a diehard Eagle fan, we doing all of this. We trying to provide the fans with, a little material on everything that's going on. But I think the key point that I wanted to make, and I should have made this first, was doing the research on all these teams, man. As a diehard Eagles fan, I just wanted to highlight the fact that, when it comes to all the other teams, the AFC East, the AFC West, man, we don't care. You see what I'm saying? They don't matter to us. We don't care. It hurt me to talk about them. We don't care. I'm done talking about them. Next question.
We the champs. We the champs.
We the champs, baby. I don't care. I don't care about the Chargers. Nobody cares about the Chargers. The Chargers fans, the Jets fans don't even care about the Jets. Hey, let's go. Next team.
I'm not gonna lie. I everything in me said this is just a lead up to something dumb. I ain't doing. I can feel it in my heart. I know it is. But I did want to ask you though, like when you were speaking on Jets, like, do you think Justin Fields is gonna be decent in that? I'm just asking.
You said who?
We already know that
Justin Fields.
You think Justin Fields? You think he's gonna strive over there?
So this is my take on Justin Fields. I think that he has the ability to do good in that situation if they structure the offense around his capabilities, right? If you try to change him up and make him do things that he's not used to doing, or he doesn't really feel comfortable in, then you're going to face that situation again. So does he have the potential? Yes. If they structure the offense around, he's a mobile quarterback. Obviously you got to call up mobile plays and stuff like that for him to give him. You got to have some designed runs that are in there. Same thing like we're doing for Jalen Hurts, man. That's the type of offensive scheme that Justin Fields can thrive in if he has the offensive line to provide him that time to do it. His maturity is learning. He's learning behind Russell Wilson. I think it was a good move to, sit him behind Russell Wilson. You brought up the draft stock. So yes, my short answer is yes. I do think they do if they structure the offense around him.
Okay. All right. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide on over to the NFC East, our division for those.
There we go. Now we talking. You know what I'm saying? Now I can listen.
Now, yeah, we say now we cooking with some goddamn lard. Okay, the lard is in the building. Okay, put the vegetable oil and canola oil down. Okay,
yeah, Crisco, baby.
Stuff. No, we need some high cholesterol popping right now.
Crisco.
Okay, so nuts. So we're gonna start off with the fattiest of the fat. You know what I'm saying, them raggedy ass Cowboys. Okay. So look, here's the deal with the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of Trey Lance. Trey Lance is gone. To me, I wouldn't have got rid of Trey Lance had I been him. But good for them. They forget running for messing up even more. Great. But my thing is, you lose him to the Chargers, but then you pick up Joe Milton, which is fine because I feel like Joe Milton is probably a better option than Trey Lance right now. But that also tells me that if you pick up Joe Milton, you don't have Who's your number 3? You need every team needs a third string. So, like I was telling Sally earlier, if Dak don't get it done, which we already know he ain't. If he don't get it done in the next 2 years, they're gonna move from him. And Joe Milton isn't the long-term solution to the Cowboys. So I feel like this year they're going to probably pick up a QB in the draft. And I say that because if Dak is gonna play this year, he'll fumble like he normally do. Joe Milton, the year after that, the year 2, if Dak starts to jack it up again, here comes Joe. You know what I'm saying? Battling for this starting position if they don't sit Dak. And then guess what? But you need another somebody else to come in to learn behind Dak right now to fill that number 1 spot because again, Joe Milton ain't the guy. So that's just what it is. So I feel like they're gonna go ahead and focus on a quarterback this draft, just to, like I said, sit behind Dak and learn a little bit. They also picked up Paris Campbell, one of our third, fourth stringers. Not too bad, you know what I'm saying? Decent, but I feel like he's there for depth, solely depth and mentorship. I don't think he's going to get a lot of playing time, only because they got CD on the other side. And I want to say they picked up somebody over there on the other side. Oh, yeah, Turpin. You know, they signed Turpin too. So, you know, Turpin, he's wide receiver, special teams. Again, Paris Campbell, he'll be in the same position he was in when he played for the Eagles. He'll just be playing third string for the Cowboys. And I think that's depth. They also signed Osa Ugdazuza, whatever his name is. I don't know. They signed that Joker to a 4-year deal worth $80 million.
$80 million. That's
guaranteed.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? He had 47 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and he was second behind Michael Parsons. So getting that deal done, I think, was detrimental to them, which is, you know, shout out to him for getting paid. It's just the bad part is that you sold your soul for money and not championships because you're never going to win one over there. All right. So again, signing Kavion Turpin, Kavion Turpin, however you say his name, Turpentine. He signed a 3-year deal, $18 million. He's the highest paid special teams player in the league. The highest paid in the league. And Miles Sanders, brother, you did good, but they signed you to a 1-year deal. Now, here's the thing: you signed with them. You signed with the enemy. You can't come back. Ain't no coming back to us. Okay. You, Jason Peters, all y'all can go. Don't even knock on the door. We ain't got no plates for you. Okay. No macaroni and cheese, no yams, no. And if we do give you some greens, they're gonna be sour. Okay. That's it. You get some sour ass greens. That's what you're gonna get. You'll get nothing else from us. Nothing. Okay. But again, so I feel like with them, the quarterback and running back, because I don't even know who their running back is outside of my. Well, I'm sorry. They picked up Javon Williams. So, you know, Javon, he'll probably be the number 1 running back. Miles will be number 2, but they're both on 1-year deals, so I don't see them sticking around too much longer. So I feel like they're going to address the quarterback, running back this season. That's what I think. All right, so now we're going to move on to the New York Football Giants. First of all, I can say right now, the pregame speech is gonna be lit. When I say it's gonna be lit, it is going to be litty. You got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson giving a speech. Everybody coming out before they come out. I'm telling you right now, an offering will get passed around in the locker room. Okay, you're gonna have to pass around an offering because guess what? The Lord is gonna be right there delivering everybody from pick sixes, courtesy of your boy. And it's gonna be like, you know, Giants, you know, we too big for y'all. It's gonna be some corny catchphrase that Russell gonna put out there. It's gonna be on everybody's shirt. Look, they only got Russell on a 1-year deal. Okay, let's just be honest. They got him on a 1-year deal. Picking up Shedeur Sanders is the best thing for him. We all know Jameis Winston ain't the guy. He ain't. He ain't the guy. Okay. He's there for depth and depth only. He is there, and I hate to say depth, he's there for an oh shit moment. Like Russ got hurt. Shit. Put him in. Yeah. The coach is gonna be looking down the bench like, come on, Jameis. Come on. Go get him. Go get him. It's gonna be one of them. So yeah, come on, man.
And then that's what Jameis pretend on the side like he ain't here.
Yeah,
he got his helmet on. Look. Oh, me?
Yeah. Come on, man. Grab Sanders like y'all supposed to, man, and try to make something with him. He'll learn behind Russ for 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Learn small things. I mean, to be honest, Russell Wilson, for those who don't know, that he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So he did something right. So, learn behind him. You know what I'm saying? Take what you learn from him and Brady and go out there and do great things next season. Because you'll get a little bit of playing time this season. Next season, you'll probably get a whole lot more. All right. So let's move down the line, down the yellow brick road to love, okay, to our beloved Super Bowl winning team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, look, we done picked up, let me see, Aziz Ajurale from the Giants, good pass rusher, had some knee problems or whatever, you know what I'm saying, messing with his knees or something like that early, before, but I feel like those are taken care of now. Well, we picked up a couple of people. Who else? We picked up who's the other dude we picked up? Oh yeah, AJ Dillon and Josh Uche. Okay, good additions to our running back room. Good additions to the defense side of the ball. I feel like a lot of these people coming in are going to pay dividends to us, and I'm not saying that because I'm not being biased. I'm really not. I'm not saying to be biased. I feel like AJ Dillon, he's just going to just add a lot more push to that touch push since it's not going to be banned, because it ain't going to be banned for y'all crybabies. And then Josh Uche, linebacker, I feel like he's going to come in, as a number two, probably behind Nakobe Dean whenever Nakobe Dean gets up. But Nakobe Dean does have a lot of injury history, so depending on I don't know if they're going to play him as a half and half like situational player, or run defense stopper. I don't know, but we'll see. So I do feel like the Eagles are heading in the right direction when it comes to our offseason moves. But we did pick up Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and I want to say he came from the Browns. I'm pretty sure he came from the Browns, and I want to say he won one or two games during that time. Obviously we had Vontae Maddox, Fred Johnson, Owen Burks, Mekhi Becton, and Josh Sweat. They all left. Shout out to them. Milt Williams, Gainwell. No, I like Gainwell. I really do. I like Gainwell. But if I had to choose between him and Dylan, I'm gonna definitely go with the bigger backs.
Oh
And
yeah, Dylan's a
what I'm
monster.
saying, and thank God we finally got rid of James Trashberry, so he's where he needs to be, on the side of the road, right there. Okay,
Did somebody
waiting
pick
for
him up?
trash pickup.
Did somebody pick
Huh?
him up? Did somebody pick
They
Bradbury
can
up?
put him up and put him right back down. So they can put him up and drop his ass right in the dumpster where he belongs. Okay. Slay, shout out to you. Even though, yeah, we gave you a hard time, Slay. You know what I'm saying? You over there with Gamewell now. That's what's up. But I hope you do terrible things over there. Okay. I hope you do terrible things. Now that you left us, I hope you do terrible things. Now I'm just messing with you, Slay,
Won't
man.
play Slay.
Yeah. And Isaiah Rogers, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you too. I would have liked to see Isaiah maybe just as maybe an old shit player. Like, oh shit. Hey, Zay, get out there. We know you small, but you did plays for us. I'm saying you did what you were supposed to do for us, and we appreciate you. I'm saying, so shout out to you. Now I'm gonna slide over to Washington only because I feel like the only good pickup they did in the offseason was pick up what's his name? Debo. Debo does add a lot of control and a lot of situational power to them. I mean, they were already good. You know what I'm saying? And that makes them a little bit better. I'm not gonna say they're better than us. I'm just not gonna say that, because if they were better than us, then they would have beat us, but they didn't. So you're not better than us. That's right. All y'all bumanders out there on your little streams and all that, talking all this mess about our Eagles. Well, guess what? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Be careful next time. Okay? Be careful. But yeah, the Bumanders out, they're going to be a decent team again this year. I'll give them that. They'll be decent, but they're not. It's not going to get to the point to where I feel like they need to. We'll be worried about them. I would
Do you
definitely
think?
say that they're going to give us some concern, but not worried at all. And Amici,
Do you
if I'm
think? Do
wrong,
you
then tell
think?
me I'm wrong, because I know you're better at at analytics than I am. I feel like I'm not worried. A concern, yes, but not worried. What do you think?
No, they're good, man. They're a great team, man. The win that they stole off of us last year, you got to remember, it has to be an asterisk there because Jalen Hurt was injured. So I mean, we saw what happened the other two times they played us with Jalen Hurts healthy. We saw the first game, we beat them. We saw them in the playoffs. We saw what happened then. They got destroyed. So I mean, that second game. At the end of the season, when Jalen Hurts got hurt, that's what the Bumanders are going off of and all of this type of stuff. But I mean, that come on now. No, you're absolutely right, dude.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so now we're gonna slide on over to the NFC West, right? So we got the Cardinals. Cardinals ain't really been making no noise outside of Josh Sweat. That's the only real big name I've seen over there. They got Mighty Mouse over there still doing his thing,
No,
but
old boy
I
son.
don't
Now,
see
old boy
them.
son is doing some thing over there receiver. Now he's doing this. He's doing the goddamn thing.
Who? Who?
The receiver with the pink lips look like he been smoking Newports his whole life.
Oh
Who?
yeah. Kool-Aid.
Who?
Kool-Aid. Is it Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid, right?
No,
Anything Kool-Aid? Ain't doing.
no,
I know
no.
you're talking about. Oh,
Harrison, yeah,
James
Marvin
Yeah,
Harrison.
yeah,
Harrison,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he been doing some
yeah,
things out there,
yeah.
man. He was in the offensive rookie of the year race.
Yeah, he doing his
Okay,
thing over there.
so but he's doing his thing. But when I say them, I'm saying them as a team. And if you're looking at the Cardinals, the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks, who you picking them over the Rams? Exactly. All of them duds. All of them duds. Every
They
single
got
one of
Josh
them.
Sweat
You know what
now
I'm
over
saying?
there.
Yeah, but I mean, but okay, and again, that's why I said they got that one good player, Josh Sweat, coming over there. But outside of him coming over there, I don't really see them as a threat to anybody. I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And
they
if
were
anyone,
they picked it up towards the end of last year. They were doing their thing, running through their division. But it also helped them that that the 49ers was 49er in and stuff like that. So
that's right, Gina, y'all was 49er
It
in.
was
That's right.
49er in over there.
Yeah,
49er
I
in.
mean, so and then now, then you got the Rams, right? The Rams, what they picked up a couple of decent players. I'm saying that they got Devontae Smith over there. They got and Cooper Cup. Oh no, he left.
Yeah, he
He
left.
left. So they picked up Devontae Adams and Poona Ford, big dude, picked him up. Okay, cool. Jimmy G's going back. Is returning. He's staying back with them too. Well, he's nice. Uh, when Witherspoon, I think Akilo Witherspoon, he's nice too. So they got some key people staying, but the whole Jimmy G thing. I know my man Dan. I know he's out there probably struggling with Jimmy G, but it's okay, man. But then on the negative side, they got rid of Bobby Brown the third. They got rid of Cooper Cup, uh, Demarcus Johnson. I'm sorry, Robinson and Trey Tomlinson, young bull. He went to the Niners. I think Trey. I think he'll be decent over there with the Niners. But they got rid of some people. But but I think
Who their running back?
their two
Who the
biggest
Rams
ones is
running back?
it's Cooper Cup. He's their big one. Their big loss. Uh, the Niners. Let me see what the Niners got going on here.
None.
I not a whole lot. I mean, they waived Hargrave. And I feel like Hargrave should have never left, but that I guess that's what money gets you. You know what I'm saying? Cal Juszczyk, they re-signed Juszczyk. I thought, and a lot of other Niners fans thought that he was probably going to be gone. So I don't understand that. I think when he's like one of maybe two fullbacks in the league. So I mean, I don't know. They got rid of a lot of players. So now we're gonna see who the real uh
Shanahan.
who,
We're gonna
who
see who.
yeah, Shanahan. We're gonna see how he's gonna play it, and we're gonna see the real Brock Purdy.
We're
Okay,
gonna see the
we're
real
gonna
Brock.
see. We're gonna see because everyone want to talk about. Oh well, Jalen Hurts has this, and Jalen Hurts got that, and he has this and he has that. He can't. Okay, well, guess what? Any quarterback needs good players. So all these number one spots that everyone trying to make Brock Purdy elite. The only reason why I felt like they were making Brock Purdy elite was because he was the last pick in the draft, and he was doing very well. But I'm quite sure there's a whole bunch of people that get picked last. They get done very, very well. Well, they can play very well. They just don't get the opportunity to play. So I want to see if he going to be a Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow doing it with less. So if he's supposed to be elite, quote unquote, to some like Joe Burrow is, now we about to see. We about to see if he's so elite like everybody say he is.
What do you
Okay.
think about? You think what do you think about McCaffrey? You think he's gonna come back this season? Have a comeback season because he was injured last season. What do you think?
no, I think
I think he's
McCaffrey's
gonna
one of
get
them
hurt again.
guys, man. He had his chance. He did a good run. He went out there, but he's getting those injuries, those perpetual injuries that are persistent throughout his career. And I think he hit that mark that's it. We don't see the best of McCaffrey that we're gonna see. He may have
Well,
spurts.
here and there, exactly. And the reason why I say that is because they don't really have they still got Brandon Ayuk, I think, but I think he's on
Yeah,
I think he's on
they
a
still got
3-year
they
deal.
still, they got
They
they
got
still got
Ayuk,
like
so their receiver core isn't as good as it was before, which means McCaffrey could get off like that because they had receivers, you know what I'm saying? Because now they got to pick their poison. But now that the receiver core isn't as good as it was before, now they can kind of focus more. A lot of teams can kind of focus a little bit more on McCaffrey and his injury, history. I just feel like at this point, McCaffrey, bro, your best days. If they don't go this year, which means along
I
with
don't
some other
see him going.
teams,
I don't see him going.
that window is closed. That would because guess what? The backdraft is pulling that window in right now. It's pulling the door in right now. If they don't get it done this year, boom, and it's closing, it's slamming closed. That's it. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him going this year. They got Kittle. Who else they got over there? Kittle. That's it. That's all they got.
They trying to get rid of Brandon Ayuk anyway. They trying to find a way to get rid of him.
Yeah. So, and then you got the Seahawks. They picked up Sam Darnold. I feel like the Seahawks are gonna be nice this season. I really, really do. I think the Seahawks are gonna make it to the playoffs. And I feel like if the division is gonna be between the Seahawks and the Rams this year. That's what I think. Them two teams right there are gonna be battling. The Niners not so much. Cardinals, no, they're gonna be probably last in the league. But the Rams and the Seahawks,
you think that's a good sign for them guys? Sam Darnold.
I think that's a good sign for them. Yeah, definitely. I feel like Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, and Scanlon. I think that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be a nice tandem right there. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yep. Then they end up keeping Josh Jobe, which is good. And then but the bad part is that they let Forsythe go. He went to the Giants. But yeah, I feel like the Seahawks are going to be a nice team, man. Sam Darnold, good pickup. Cooper Kupp. Oh, matter of fact, they picked up DeMarcus Lawrence too.
Yep.
So yeah,
who they running back? So who they got? Who's Seahawks? Who they running back? Walker.
Don't know.
Is it Walker?
The depth chart. What's their depth chart looking like? Fantasy roster moves.
They got
Oh no, I can't tell right now.
They got Charbonnet. Ain't that the boy name? Zach Charbonnet?
I don't know. I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, but like I said, that's about it with them boys. So that's how I feel it's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna be between the Rams and the Seahawks. Okay, Gina said, yeah, that's him. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But yep, that's it, man. Gotti, we love to hear from you, brother. But I guess obviously you must have other things going on. We get it.
So we got what we can talk about the NFC South. We got Atlanta. Who they got some big acquisitions this offseason?
Not 100% sure. I know your boys are starting QB. He gonna get taxed this year. I can tell you that right now.
Ooh.
He'll play decent. He will have a decent year, but the Falcons gonna Falcon. They're gonna do what they always do.
To my Kirk Cousins?
No.
Penix.
Yeah, Michael Penix.
Michael Penix.
He gonna be nice this year, but they're gonna Falcon.
They go Falcon.
We didn't got every year.
What about who else they got? Carolina Panthers over there? Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Them boys are the sludge at the bottom of the dumpster, bro. That's what they are. Anybody that go there, doomed. They're like the modern day Browns, bro. Get them out of here.
Then we got the Saints over there.
The Aints, I feel like they ain't. I want to say the Aints are going to win the division.
You think so?
I think they are.
But wait,
no, that's going to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Let's put some money on it. Let's put $5 on it.
We should have put it on the last year when I made the same prediction.
You ain't say nothing. You ain't say nothing. You ain't say you want to put 5 on it. Let's put 5 on it this year.
Well, let's put 5 on it. Okay,
let's put 5
on it. Buccaneers gonna win that division.
Yeah,
I think the Saints gonna win the division.
I think this is Vegas playing his best football with this team right. He's playing his best football.
He's trying, and the Saints are in the running. I'm gonna say in the running. They're in the running to draft Shador, which I think that would be a great move as well for them to back up old boy. for a little bit, you know what I mean, get some playing time here and there, like they was playing Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, sneak him in there, do a couple things, let the fans know what he's about, get him ready. Because oh boy, he's one hit away from another, 3 months being injured again. So
One hit. You're one hit away, meat. One hit.
now Buccaneers got that
Memphis
division.
Bleak won it. Think so? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go off the rails. I'm gonna say the Saints got this year.
Okay, I
That's
like
like that's like last year. The Saints were starting off good the first couple games, you know what I mean? Then after that, just went down.
Until they ran into us.
They lost them to every game after that.
Jenna says Jenna says Derek Carr done.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they needed. They were talking about drafting Shador. He come in there do his thing. He's one injury away from 3 months being out.
I got faith.
All right, let's jump over to the AFC, the NFC North. We got who we got? We got over there. We got Chicago. What you think about Chicago?
That's a good division.
Yes, sir.
That's a good division. Sir. I don't know if the Vikings are going to be the same as they were last year because they're bringing back their quarterback that was injured, and that gave Sam Darnold his time to shine. So as far as the Seattle, you was talking about Seattle doing it. I don't know if Sam Darnold's going to be able to do it. We'll see if that's the true Sam Darnold or he just had one of those special moments where the stars and the moon lined up for him and goddamn thing. But I think that'll still be the most competitive division with all 4 teams considered.
Yeah, I think so too. What do you think? You think Caleb Williams? How you think he's gonna do this season?
I think he'll do all right, man. If he has a line to protect him, if he start making them crazy decisions and throwing all them crazy passes, I think he'll be okay. Do I think he's going to be at the top 10 or top elite or top 10 or top tier, whatever? No, that's not. He still has more development to do. They ran into that transition thing between the coaching staff as well, the quarterbacks coach and offensive guys and all this stuff. People getting fired and all that stuff. So we'll see what he does this season. But they definitely need some people on the offensive line.
I don't know. He got, but offensive line because he got people he can throw to. He got receivers out there,
but he ain't got time to do it. As soon as he hiked the ball, man. As soon as they say hut, they coming.
He gets there like, hey, how you doing? And Gina, I feel like Gina's saying that Darnold is a fraud only because he left. Only because he left them and flourished over there with the Vikings. I think Gina's mad.
Yeah, y'all think the what y'all think about y'all been hearing all that smack that the boy been talking. He wants to play Philly in the first game. What's his name?
Ross St. Brown.
Yeah.
You ain't want to play. You were talking about you want to play us in the first round. You ain't want to play the Commanders in the first round. Why you want to come to us? You damn sure didn't want to play them in the first round at all. Like at all. Stop it, St. Brown. And look, Slay even said it. We was like, oh yeah, they candy, they sweet. We want to play them. All them little, they cute is what he said. Matter of fact, he said, oh yeah, they cute.
They did have a lot of injuries on defense, though. I'm gonna give them that.
I don't give a damn what they had.
I'm gonna call a spade a spade. They did have a lot of injuries. I like to see. I don't care. A win is a win to me. I don't care if I'm gonna beat you however I beat you. But I want to see the noise they putting up this year when they defense is back. You know what I mean? Old boy, he broke his leg and all that. He was doing his thing on that end, that the edge rushing and all of this stuff. Let's see what they do when they come back together. Yeah, but you got to beat the people we beat first. You don't just jump up to the champions. You got to beat everybody we beat first.
That's right.
That's right.
You got to tangle with some of that low hanging fruit. You got to knock them off, okay? Then come talk to the big dogs. Right now, we the king of the hill. That's right. You better know it, St. Brown. Okay.
St. Brown. Okay. Let's talk about the team who was the rallying cry. The band of Tush Push. We got them Green Bay Packers over there.
Trash.
Nah,
they all right team. They're all right team. They can make a little noise, man. I can't stand anybody that's gonna be up here crying on a national stage talking about some ban of play just because we not good at it or you get beat with it. Talking about banning the play. Hey, but they played us good, man. You remember with the first game? That was our first game of the season. We played them in Brazil. They played good. They played good. They had their first after we beat them. And then we got to remember that their next couple games, what's his name? The quarterback, Love. Love got hurt, and their backup quarterback came in. He was doing his thing. I think he went 2-2 in those 4 games that he was in there. They was doing that thing, and then he came back. Jordan Love, it took him 2 games to find his footing again. Then they started doing so. So Green Bay was looking good at the last back half of the season. They were doing it. They made the playoffs. That whole division, man, was doing good. So we'll see what they do this season.
All right, now we got the Minnesota Vikings.
Fuck them. Simple. Fuck them. All right, the Vikings. They'll be a mid team. They'll be mid.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have the success they had last year.
Who their quarterback now? Who they got?
The original quarterback. He's back from the injury.
The dude that got hurt. His name. Yeah, because Sam Darnold wasn't supposed to be the quarterback last year.
No. He got injured. That quarterback got injured, and Sam Darnold got his time to shine.
Who's the quarterback? Who the hell was the quarterback?
It don't matter. But
he was the first round draft pick. What the fuck that boy name?
QB1. We'll call him QB1.
Yeah, QB1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell he was.
I said they'll be a mid team.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular.
Nothing spectacular.
Yeah, as of now, that's still the most competitive. To me, that's the most competitive division. All 4 teams considered.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Still the most competitive one, man. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Because y'all know they talking about another rule change that they talk about. Aside from the tush push, is the seedings, how they're done, the playoff seedings. So we'll see.
Yeah, they want to get the record. They want
the record. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going off of basically how the NBA is. We're going off a record. We got you in these divisions and all of this stuff, but we're going to go off of pure records. So that'll change the dynamics on a lot of things.
It will. Definitely will.
If you have a shitty division like the NFC West, and
none of y'all getting in.
You get
none of y'all gonna get in.
Yeah, they get those shitty teams. You can have a 500 team make the playoff just because you won your division. So that'll be out of here. It's like the NBA.
You think that's going to go through? Is it going to go through or not?
I don't know. It'll be nice to see. But it'll definitely change the dynamics though, because a lot of those teams of how they get in, and they're the number 2 team and all of this stuff. And you playing, it'll change up who you play. 2 team plays the 7 team and all of this type. That'll change the dynamics on a lot of that.
So if they do that, then why even have the divisions like they break it down? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you still do that for internal, internal play and all of that type of stuff for the seasonal play. But it's just like the NBA. The NBA does the same thing.
Yeah.
You do the same thing. Then you go off a win-loss record.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think it'll be cool if it does. It'd be cool just to see it, but I don't think it's gonna work only because the NFL, they want to they want to praise. If you're a division winner, they want to give you a little bit of praise. Okay, you did well. We want to incentivize you for winning your division, but you're not gonna make the playoffs. So it'll be cool if they did it. I don't think they'll do it. I think it's gonna stay the way it is. I don't think a whole lot of teams really want to buy in on that whole system, because you're taking yourself out the loop if you got a shitty team. At least this way, at least give us a chance. I think that's what they're gonna be saying.
I think it'd be good for the NFL, man. You would have if you would have did it last season, that would have been all 4 teams from the NFC. NFC North would have been in the playoffs.
You would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
I don't think they're gonna do it because it's gonna knock a lot of teams out that has a chance. Like, so that's like when they do the rules, is that like they got to vote on it, right? It's got to be a majority vote for it to pass.
Yeah, right? Majority vote, 75% of the teams. So 24 teams have to vote yes on it for it to happen.
I can tell you right now, you got them teams who in those shitty teams. They're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote for that.
But I think that'll only be 8 teams. 8 teams that they say no. I think it'll be good because it's gonna make the playoffs better. You know what I mean? You don't have those teams that are just in there that are just going to get bounced. We knew that they were shitty. We knew they wanted to do something. But if you put in top teams as far as the money draw and all of this type of stuff, the TV revenue, that's going to increase everything. And that'll, in turn, the next season, like I said, analytically again, that will increase the salary cap for seasons, preceding that, because you're going to have, more money coming in for the playoffs. That's going to bring in TV revenue. That's going to go higher. The players will be able to negotiate that because they can negotiate that into their salaries and stuff. So I think it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah. And then true, like, people will come in and be like, okay, these are the best teams
Yeah,
based off the records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because you got some teams sometimes they'll have like 12 wins, but they get bounced because they didn't win this
Yep.
or they didn't win that. Or so I feel it'll be cool, it'll be a good thing. And I just like me said, the TV revenue, the fans would be way more hype and all that. But I just feel like the incentivization of making the playoffs if you win the division, I think that's just going to be the
And I
proper
think
move.
the thing that sparked that probably was that last season, with that Vikings and the whole Lions situation. It was probably a big spark for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But you know how we do it though. We like to keep it at an hour.
Keep it at
an hour. We hit that mark. I want to thank real quick. I want to thank all our fans. We over the 500 mark. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, indeed.
Helping us do that.
510 to be exact.
510 to be exact. So let's keep that number. Let's keep that number climbing. Like to thank all our listeners out there, all our viewers. You got any last words for them, each?
Hey, I just wanted to put out an APB for Gotti, man. No call, no show. Hey, if he was in Walmart, he'd be fired right now.
That boy AWOL. He AWOL right now. He AWOL.
Hey, if Gotti was at Amazon, those would be demerits on his number. Okay, demerit. But he came in and came back out. I don't know if he came in for a hot second. I think the joke was on voice activation only.
You gotta get. Hey, he's on that. You gotta get that the Wi-Fi. His Wi-Fi ain't working right.
Mm-hmm. Marcus, help him out.
Yeah,
we know you know, but help him out, Marcus.
What you got? You got some last words for him, Duke?
You know what? I wanna give all of our viewers and all our fans a little bit of homework, man. I need everyone to come in. If you can commit, get one person a week. Just find one person and have them subscribe to us. Okay, one. We got 510. We can just get each person be like, hey, they got a good set of guys over there. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Just follow. Just get just one. That's all we asking. Just get one. Help us out. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Rod? Shout out to Rod. You know what I'm saying? Help us out. All we need is one from everybody. One a week. That'd be great.
Yeah, we get all our subscribers, like you said, all our subscribers to just tell a friend to jump on. We be at 1,000 real quick. That double our numbers up. Just tell one. Just have one of your friends just subscribe to the page.
We ain't gonna ask you again now. You're gonna say it once. I said we ain't asking twice. But I tell you what, don't come to us with that good time popcorn. Don't come to us with them goddamn chocolate bars. Talking about Lil John got a foot. No. Get that one person. You scratch our back, we're gonna scratch yours. Don't come to us with that good time popcorn.
But like with those last words, like I said, we see y'all again. Y'all have a good one. Mm-hmm. We out.
Peace. I'll let y'all.
Fellow on the beat.